Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a like and a comment.
And you can share with a friend if you enjoy it, and subscribe so you're notified of new videos.
Thanks and enjoy the show. This week on Today's Homeowner, we're off to Lynchburg, Virginia, making good on our promise of free labor to the winner of the Win Danny and His Crew contest.
This is absolutely beautiful. Y'all are too much.
Every year here on Today's Homeowner, we feature a contest called Win Danny and His Crew. The winner gets our help with their list of household chores, and this year, that lucky homeowner is Tamera Pippin of Lynchburg, Virginia.
When Danny called me, I literally was crying. I was so excited. It was tears of joy.
Tamera's 2 adult daughters and their husbands have helped her with several improvements here. But for a house that was built in 1958, it's in amazingly good condition.
I have attempted to go the DIY route, and I really have the motivation to do it. I just don't always have the skill and knowledge. No amount of YouTube sometimes really helps me.
So when we arrive, Tamera's welcome is a warm one, and her home is as neat as a pin.
All right, look at this kitchen. It's like, what, 1958?
Wow.
It's pink. It's my favorite.
And then the push buttons, you see the push buttons on the cooktop over there.
And it's in
pretty
such
cool.
good shape, too.
I know that.
Oh
I
my
mean, it's
gosh.
awesome.
Well, it is older, but it works really great. However, I am having a little trouble with my sink faucet and handle here. The water, when you turn it on, the water drips out, and this tends to move quite a bit.
Alan loves getting under a sink like that, laying on his back, doing it. So we'll be able to fix that, no problem.
Great. I want to show you something in my bathroom that I'm having some issues
no
with.
problem.
Lead
Thank
on.
you.
Oh, the green. I love the old green there. That looks pretty nice from 1958, huh?
Yeah, it's not too bad. My problem in here is the older shower head. I like this handheld shower. However, I like to have it all as one unit.
I got you. Okay.
Because it is kind of nice to have the handheld to use from time to time.
We can make that work.
Oh, great. Okay. And then the sink.
Oh, you have a few extra parts here.
Yes, this just kind of came apart. And actually, I did attempt to fix it. I couldn't do it by myself, being up here, down here.
Right. The good news is we can either reassemble all of this or we'll get new parts, but this is another one we can fix very easily.
Great.
Outside on the front porch, there's a light fixture that needs to be replaced, a leaky gutter, and some shutters that are coming loose from the wall. And
My chimney, I noticed that it doesn't have a chimney cap on it.
We'll give it a good close look and see what we can do.
Okay,
I've got a huge list here, so let me run to the home center and get started with that, okay?
Well, I'll grab a ladder. You got a ladder I can borrow?
Certainly do.
Okay, I'll get up there, do some measurements, so keep your phone handy. I may be calling.
All right.
All right.
while Alan's at the store and I'm measuring the chimney, Chelsea and Tamera head out back to take a look at a project Tamera has been eager to do herself.
All right, is this what we're looking at? The patio furniture you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Well, it's in really good shape. It looks really nice.
I thought it was.
Tamera was just asking me for some advice on refinishing some patio furniture that she had bought secondhand. I figured that would be way more fun for her and I to refinish that than to work on, repairing the kitchen faucet or fixing the bathroom drain like Dad and Alan were doing. Alan
and I have the same idea, so rather than start with plumbing, we decide to swap the light fixture on the front porch. Easy enough, right?
I'm thinking, okay, it's a fixture, pull it down, there's going to be a box behind it. Not the case.
We, couldn't stretch the vinyl in any way at all, so we had to really improvise. Okay, around.
Believe it or not, the frame that was around the old fixture is removable, and the new fixture fits in it perfectly. All right.
A little black paint, we're good.
Yeah.
Black paint and 2 screws. Change the world.
Hey, you're good.
What do you want?
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
A little bit of disassembly, a little bit of sanding and painting, you'd never know that the part of that fixture is over 50 years old.
The very best way to fasten to a wall is to drive the screw directly into a wall stud, but when you can't, you have to use a hollow wall fastener, and most people use a toggle bolt. They've been around for over 100 years and they work pretty well. You drill a hole, pop them in, and pull forward and tighten up the bolt. The problem is, you can see for a 1/4-inch bolt, we had to drill a 5/8-inch hole, and that creates a lot of slop in the fastener itself. The other problem is, when you remove the bolt, the toggle falls off inside the wall and it's lost. There's a better version of a toggle. It's called a strap toggle. And it's essentially the same thing. It's a metal toggle, but it's attached to plastic straps. So you push it through, and you can see we could use a smaller hole. This is only 5/8 inch, from 5/8 inch to 1/2 inch hole here. It's a smaller hole. And you push the retaining collar forward till it's tight in the hole, then you snap off the straps. That's why it's called a snap toggle. And the bolt fits through. It's a nice tight fit, and the bolt fits through into the toggle. And the other really nice thing is you can remove the bolt and the toggle stays in place.
Tamera won our Win Danny and His Crew contest recently, so we're taking on some needed repairs around her Lynchburg, Virginia home. Chelsea discovered that Tamera wanted to refinish some patio furniture, so the two of them are tackling that together.
So first we're just going to lightly sand it with the 400 grit sandpaper, just kind of rough up the surface and get rid of any existing shine or sheen that's on there. And then we can clean it really well just to get any grime off of it. As Tamera and I are working, she mentioned that her dad had recently passed away and that she actually has a lot of memories of her dad helping her with different things around her house.
He could pretty much do anything. He was a blessing, that's for sure.
It's great to have dads around.
Oh, definitely.
To you and make memories with those kind of things.
Yeah.
Just made me think of the memories I had with my dad working at my house and what a special bond that is for a father and daughter to have. I'm sure he'll need this.
It's fun to do things and be able to see your work. It just makes a difference than just going out and buying and just...
You appreciate it a little more.
You do.
Take a little pride in it. Yeah, I'm glad you had, this wasn't really on your project list doing this furniture. I'm glad you mentioned it. We were able to tackle one more thing for you. I love getting things secondhand from thrift stores and yard sales. There's just some kind of satisfaction of getting something at a bargain.
Definitely.
All right, I have a joke for you.
Okay.
What is brown and sticky?
A cinnamon bun.
A brown stick.
That was a good one. She will probably be at the local clubs doing comedy on Friday night.
Out front with the light fixture complete, we moved on to those loose shutters.
Yeah, it's just one hole right in the mortar joint. No molly or anything.
All right, so we need really to take every one of those down.
I think so.
Let's see if this will fit you here.
Thank you.
I had thought if I put maybe a silicone or something in there in that hole, maybe the screw would stay in there and I wouldn't have the problem anymore. And then I'm thinking, well, then I'd never be able to get it out if I ever wanted to change it. So winning the contest took care of that problem for me.
You may remember a tip we shared with you a while back where we had a screw that had stripped out in a door hinge, and we used some little toothpicks, regular wooden toothpicks, and filled up the hole, broke them off, and it made the screw work perfectly. We're doing the same thing in this situation. Alan's putting a little adhesive in the hole. We have a wooden dowel rod. Take that, snap it off. I guarantee you, these shutters will stay put. There. And you know what? She's the perfect winner for this contest. When you think about someone, a single woman like this, and living in this house and having all these little odds and ends to do, got to be frustrating.
Well, you know, she's got family that can help, but I've been in the same situation before. You don't always want to go to your family.
Right. We'll get a lot done today, but we'll come back tomorrow. By the end of tomorrow, she's going to be pretty happy.
We have a happy lady.
Right now, she's enjoying her work on that patio set. With the sanding complete, they're wiping down the dirt and dust it left behind.
This kind of give you an idea of what it would look like once we spray it with the spar varnish.
So So the sanding really helped it.
Once the wood is dry, they can begin applying the first coat of polyurethane.
And it turned out to be absolutely beautiful. The color is amazing.
Meanwhile, out front, Alan continues repairing the shutters while I'm checking out that leaky gutter. Now, these things are capped over so water rolls over the front edge, but that lip and the small screen in the corner are completely covered with debris. A water test shows that the leak is at the seams, so I'm removing the end cap and cleaning out the inside. Then I can apply a better sealant to those seams and the end cap. This Ultimate MP sealant will remain flexible after it dries, so this gutter should be watertight for a long time to come.
Laminate floors, hardwood floors, engineered floors, they're all a beautiful addition to any room in your house, and it's a great DIY project. But if you don't have underlayment under there, you're going to run into some problems, aren't you, Allison?
Absolutely, and not all of our laminates or hardwoods come with underlayment attached. So you've got options, and the biggest reason you want to use an underlayment is to help with your sound dampening properties. So it doesn't sound hollow. And also think about your moisture issues.
Yeah, those are big. Now, we were talking about this a minute ago, and this is sort of like the trifecta of underlayment.
It is.
Because not only does it dampen the noise, and it also creates a moisture barrier, which is perfect if you want to go below grade, because this can be used on grade or below grade. But look at this, it also has a thermo layer. So what it does is it reflects the heat back into the room. It doesn't seep through the floor. So this is a nice addition to it as well.
It is, and one of the reasons I like this Traffic Master 3-in-1 underlayment, look how easy this is for your average homeowner.
So you got the adhesive strip right here so that you can put it down quite easily.
Absolutely.
This is great. So remember, when you're shopping for your laminate floor, your underlayment is just as important.
At the beginning of our second day with Tamera, we're wrapping up the last of our outdoor projects by repairing some cracks in the front door threshold and installing a cap on her chimney. After we remove the flaking sealant and mortar, we can slip the hinged wire cage over the two flues and then secure it to the chimney crown with masonry screws.
Okay, all we have left here is to use the stainless steel bolts with some washers to tighten the top right down. You know, it's never a good idea to have rainwater going straight into a flue. Even though these are masonry fireplaces, all the mold and mildew that you can have inside, not a good idea. And all types of birds and a lot of other things can get down inside, making it a fire hazard. So we'll tighten this down, a little bit of mortar, and we can move on to something else on Tamera's list.
While I'm securing this cap, Alan is mixing up some wet and forget moss, mold, and mildew remover for the chimney. All we have to do is spray this stuff on and leave it. The formula works with the wind and rain over time to clean the surface completely. Now that makes it ideal for this application because getting back up there with a pressure washer would really be a challenge. Next, Alan mixes up some mortar mix to smooth out the chimney crown. Now this isn't for looks. You can't really see it from the ground anyway, but the new mortar will seal the existing cracks in the masonry, and sloping it to the edges makes water run off rather than ponding. Down in the basement, Alan is showing Tamera another upgrade that we're about to add to her electrical system.
This is brand new from Leviton. It is the first ever combination Gfci AFCI outlet.
What does that mean?
Oh,
What do those letters mean?
good question. AFCI is arc fault circuit interrupter. GFCI is ground fault circuit interrupter. Ground fault is going to protect you from getting shocked. Arc fault protects your house from a house fire. Oh. This is ideal for, like, say, your laundries or kitchens, particularly because you got both moisture and the appliances that you're working with here. And what's also nice about this is that it's tested locally right here. You can test it here instead of going to a circuit breaker. So brand new, but the fact that it's both in one, that's nice. So we're going to upgrade this plug right here.
Okay, great.
First thing we need to do is let's kill the power.
Once you do that, installation and operation is pretty easy. Leviton also makes a new digital dimmer that's easy to use because it can be controlled both manually and with an app on your smartphone or tablet. Bluetooth compatibility gives you local control within 30 feet, so there's no need to install a hub or internet connection. And the dimmer also functions as a timer, allowing you to program it to control lights on a schedule or set it to a countdown as a sleep timer for up to 12 hours.
You know, plumbing's not my favorite thing to do around the house, but if you have a situation like this where the shower head comes off very easily, then the new shower head can go on. It makes for a big difference in a bathroom in a short period of time.
Unscrewing the old shower head from the stem is easy enough, but the step that people often leave out is wrapping Teflon tape around the threads in a clockwise direction. This ensures a good seal for the unit, which in this case is a combination of a fixed head and a removable shower wand.
Then the next part, I mean, really this is so simple you almost don't even need any tools. This just attaches here, then that attaches there. We'll be ready for a test here pretty soon.
And it took just a matter of minutes, and something that I thought would have been complicated or have to use a special tool, you don't have to.
Over in the kitchen, that loose faucet is a bigger challenge. Alan's using a basin wrench to tighten the lock nut, but you have to be a contortionist to get to the thing.
The minute I tried to work on the handles that were leaking, I realized we had a real big problem. A lot of corrosion, couldn't get it apart, which means after I've done all that work on it, now I have to go back and take it entirely apart and put in a new faucet.
While he's there, he's also replacing the flooring transition strip between the vintage vinyl of the kitchen and the hardwood of the dining area.
You'll be surprised how many times I've opened up a bathroom vanity to find something catching an active water leak. Hopefully, I can put all of these pieces together that will actually stop that. If not, I'll be heading to the home center.
As it turns out, the parts for the pop-up drain are all there, but when I replace them, they're too worn out to seal the drain properly. So after I make that trip to the home center, the drain works properly and our work here is done. Homeowners with older houses often ask how they can stop a constantly running toilet. There are a couple of simple causes with equally simple fixes. It may be that the flapper isn't sealing correctly or that the fill valve is improperly adjusted. If the flapper is warped or damaged, it's pretty easy to replace. First, turn off the water supply and empty the tank. Then disconnect the flapper from the flush chain and unsnap it from the flush tower. Snap on a new flapper and reconnect the chain before turning back on the water. If water is constantly running down the overflow tube, the fill valve needs to be adjusted. Turning the adjustment screw on the valve in one direction raises the water level and the other direction lowers it. The ideal level for a toilet tank is about a ½ inch below the top of the overflow tube. These simple repairs should stop the constant flow of water through the toilet. But if you really want to save money on your water bill, you should probably consider replacing that old toilet with a new one. Some older toilets use as much as 3½ gallons of water per flush, while the law requires newer models to operate with a maximum of 1.6 gallons. This week we've been helping our new friend Tamera tackle some simple projects and repairs around her house. As a contest winner, Tamera could have really just taken it easy this week, but she saw it as an opportunity to learn.
They have inspired me, they've motivated me, they've empowered me to go ahead and do other things.
I guess you could say she's pretty fond of our team, and the feeling is mutual.
So we started thinking, we got to do something to really surprise her. Oh, by the way, we kind of purchased a couple cushions. Thought that would make it a little more comfortable out here. Maybe a plant. And I know it gets a little chilly at night around here.
Goodness.
So I thought the fire pit would help you out. That way, you and Lindsay and Callie and Brad and the whole family can sit around. Go ahead and have a little seat. Here, I thought I brought you something else here that you might need. So
This is absolutely beautiful. Y'all are too much. Y'all are too much.
It was really touching to see how excited and appreciative she was for our little surprise.
I had no idea, and it's just been such a blessing to that they did that for me. I love it.
I tell you, we talk all the time about how knocking a few things off your honey-do list are very gratifying, but for us here at Today's Homeowner, this is even more than that. Hey, from me, Danny Lipford, and Alan and Chelsea, and all of the Today's Homeowner crew, thanks so much for being with us this week. Join us again right here on Today's Homeowner. You know, you're right. Just go ahead and keep going. You know, you're... Go ahead, keep going. Dang, I hadn't talked all day. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to comment, like, and hit the bell icon so that we can notify you when new videos are posted.
And don't go anywhere, click around and continue the home improving fun.